A very good afternoon to the students of sixth semester. I welcome you to this session of MAD. So in this session, we will learn all about intents. So first of all, we will look at the implementation of explicit and implicit intent. Then we'll see how the data is passed using the intent and how will we return the results from the intent and how can we pass the data through the bundle intents, right? So these are the four topics which we are going to cover today, and they all will be done programmatically. So we will directly shift to the Android Studio. See, first of all, I have created a project which is called EX1. EX1 stands for explicit. Fine. So this is a package name which is given package com.example.ex1. And here are the import statement where you can import your various views. So this is how main line is there. Main activity extends the app compat activity. I told you that main activity is a subclass of app compat activity. So this is the structure of the program, and this is first instance, that is on create method. I told you activity lifecycle, and in that I told you this method on create bundle saved instance state. And this is content view r.layout.activity main. That means we are connecting the activity underscore main file, that is layout file, with the Java file. So what we are supposed to do in the activity part, in the design segment, I'll just this is the design part. So as we know that intents are used to navigate from one activity to the another. So here we will make two activities in order to navigate. So we will drag one button, fine, and align it horizontally and vertically. And in the code part, just write in button section, go to activity 2, activity 2, that's it. And we will create one more activity. We will create one more activity. Right click, new, then activity, then empty activity. Just create a turn and you'll have main activity 2. So finish it up and see its design part. It is there. So you can drag one text view and align it vertically and horizontally, so that the text should be so this is the thing, and in the code write down in activity 2. That's it. In activity 2. That's it. If I see the design part now, you'll have in activity 2. So we can enlarge its size so that you should be able to see it. Let me enlarge it. So for that, property is text size, Android colon Android colon will write down text size equal to 32 sp. That's it. Now let's see the design part. Now it's pretty clear. And in main XML, you can also write here in activity 1. In activity 1, and you can increase the size, text size. If I write, it is coming 32 sp. So this is how the design part is done. This is this. Now come to the main activity.java. So you will find the button here because on click it will move to the second activity. Button, let it be B1, and you will write here, let me import it, and the import, you will import the button with the help of Alt plus Enter. Now you'll take the instance of button B1 is equal to find view by ID. Find view by ID, and you will write r.id.button. So this will come from the XML file from here. If you see the code part, it is from here, id/button. Now B1 dot set on click listener. It is coming. Now you will write new view dot, and you will get public void on click method by default. Now you will define the intent. Intent I is equal to, let me import it, Alt plus Enter, and you will write new intent. New intent. And in round braces, you will get the current activity and to which activity you want to move. That is the second activity. Main activity dot this, because you are referring to this activity, comma main activity 2 dot class. It will not take main activity 2 dot this. We have to give the path that it is a Java file, and you will move. And start activity intent. That's it. Fine. Now let me compile it. Let us see whether it runs or not. So this is now building the project, and shortly it will deploy it onto my phone. So we are getting this install, and it is going to deploy it on my phone. If you want to see my phone, I'll show you. This is the status where my activity is shown. So if I press on this, go to activity 2, we are going from one activity to second activity using the intents. This is explicit intent. When you navigate between the activities of same application, then we use the, then we use the explicit intent, right? Now let's do the implicit intent. So I'll make one more project, new project with the name implicit, empty activity. Next, let it be implicit 1, implicit 2, finish. Now let's make one. Design part is coming. It is taking few seconds since the Gradle is syncing. This is there now. You will drag one button and name it as implicit 1. That's it. Align it horizontally, vertically inside the class, and in the code part, just give that implicit intent. That means we are trying to open different application from our activity. So this is there, and go to this, write down button B1. I have to give the capital one. No, it's fine. Alt plus enter. Then again B1 is equal to find V by ID. Then R dot ID dot button. Then you will say B1 dot set on click listener. Okay. Then you will say new view. You will get this on click view method automatically. Now let's do intent. I is equal to new intent. Write down this new intent, then pass on because we want to view the website in our activity. So website is a different program which is going to open in our own activity. That's why we are using the implicit intent, and we have some data to view. That's why we will use action view. Put semicolon. Now what we want to show is the website. So I will write I.set data, and you will pass the address URI.pass uniform resource identifier dot pass, and pass the, let me import this class, pass the address HTTPS colon, it is semicolon. So put colon and simply pass the address of our college website agcamritsar.in. So this is a website which is to be opened. Now you will say start activity intent. Right. So this is all done. Let me go to the build. It is building. It will take some minutes. Okay. So let's press implicit intent. As you can see, the Vivo browser of my phone has opened and it has redirected me to the college website. That means I am opening this application into my activity. So this is using the implicit intent because we are trying to navigate to different application from our own application, right? So in explicit, we navigate the activities between the same application, whereas in implicit intent, we can move to different activities of the different project, right? So this is the difference between implicit and explicit intents. So we have implemented implicit and explicit intent, and these are the snippets of the code of implicit as well as explicit intent. So now how to pass the data between activity? Actually, we will make two activities in a single project, right? Your application will have multiple activities and you can pass the data from one activity to another. So whenever you need the data to be passed from one activity to the another, we can do it using the extras method, fine. So intent is an intents in Android offer this convenient way to pass the data between activities using the extras method. So extras method is of two variants. One is get extra method and another is put extra method. So this, you know, that we can start the activity from the current activity. We can use the explicit intent. So the snippet is intent. You will create the object of the intent class and you will say new intent and main activity dot this to new activity dot class. When you start the activity intent, it will move to the second activity. Now we have to write some code in between in order to use the get extra and put extra method. So using the put extra method. So for that, what we have to do is we can start adding the data into the intent object. We use the method defined inside the intent class put extra or put extras, which stores some data as a key value pair. Fine. It stores the data as a key value pair. The key value pairs are known as extras in the sense we are talking about the intents. So you'll see an example of it. Intent, new intent, this comma, new activity dot class. This, you know that you are moving from current activity to the next activity, and you will use the key as string username and you will pass ABC. Fine. Then this information will be carried by the intent using the put extra method. You will give the key username and the value will be ABC. Fine. And start activity intent. This is going to take the ABC along with to the new activity. So we can use the same put extra method to attach integer, floating point numbers, bytes and characters. We can use any data type along with the put extra method. Then how to retrieve the data from the intent. See, the intent, the data is being passed on to the second activity using the put extra method. Now we have to retrieve it. How to retrieve it? We will retrieve the the data using the get extra method. So here we can see the snippet of the code. This is intent, which is equal to get intent. First of all, we will get the intent, then string username. Now, what is inside the intent? The username which has been passed from the activity one. So you will say intent dot get a string extra username. Fine. So you will retrieve the username from that, means that you have to give the key and it will provide you the value. So using the get string extra, or you can write simple get extra method in order to retrieve the username which was sent from the first activity. So similarly, if you want to have a user ID, it could be an integer. Then you can say intent dot get int extra, means you are type converting the user ID into the integer form. Similarly, here you are converting the username into the string format. So that's why it is get string extra and get int extra. So how to do it programmatically? That is, what we will do is we will make the two activities. Fine. One will be the source activity, another will be the target activity, and they will belong to the same project. Fine. And there will be one button and one edit text in the source activity and text view in the target activity. Now enter the text in edit text in the first activity. On the click of the button, which is in the activity one, the data will get transferred to the activity two. Now the text view in the second activity will be displaying the text received from the first activity. This is the thing that you have to keep in mind. First, you will create two activities. Name one activity as source activity, another activity as target activity. There should be one button and edit text in source activity and one text view in target activity. Then you will enter the text into the edit text box in first activity. On the click of button, this text will move to the second activity, and the text box or text view box which is there in the second activity will display the text which you have sent from the first activity. So let us make the changes. We'll create a project that is again Android project. So let us do that. So I told you that there will be two activities in the project where we are going to pass the data. So we will create new activity, new, then go to activity and then go to empty activity. So I told you that there are two activities. Main activity one is the source activity and main activity two is the target activity. See, it is there now. So Okay. Now we will create one button and one edit text in the design part. So drag one button, right? So align it vertically and horizontally first, then we'll be able to see this. Okay. You can increase the size as well if you want to increase. Okay. So the size is increased now. Now for edit text, you have to go to the text and you can get the plain text here. So let us fix it here. So then again, align it vertically and horizontally. So it will do. Okay. So that's it. So we are going to pass the data onto this edit text, and when we'll press this button, then it will take the data which is inside the name column to the second activity. So for that, first of all, let me change the code part. So in the button, I will write send. I want to change this to send because I'm sending the data from first activity to the second activity. Fine. Now in edit text, everything is probably right. Yes, you can change this enlarge text to edit text. This you can do. So that is okay. Fine. Now let me come to the main activity 2.xml, and what we will do is we have to create one text view. So let it be here. And I want to increase its size. So let it be here and align it vertically and horizontally in the parent. Okay. So it is aligned now. That's it. Now we will write the code in activity main.java. So for that, what we are to do is we have created two buttons. We have created one button and button B. Okay. Let me import it. Alt plus enter. Then you have created edit text. So let it be edit text. Let it be E. Sorry. Edit text. Let it be E. So now it is imported, if you can see. So two components classes are imported. So let us do the first. E is equal to find BYID. Then you will write r dot id dot edit text. Fine. That we have done. Okay. Now write down B is equal to, because you have created the instance B of the button. Again, find view by ID. Then you write r dot button. Fine. So it is there. Okay. Now B dot set on click listener. Very simple. Okay. Let it go. New view. Let it go. Now we have created the intent. We have to create the intent here. Intent I is equal to new intent. Alt plus enter. Then you will write main activity dot this to main activity to dot class, comma main activity to dot class. So you will move from current activity to the second activity, and you will say I dot put extra because you are using now put extra method. Here you have to give the key first, that is name. I'm going to do the name. So this is the key which is to be there in the double quotes, comma. From where we will get the name? This is the edit text box, dot get text. Fine. And you will convert it to string. To string. Fine. That means you are going to fetch the data from this, and this will contain the string component. So you will get the data using e dot get text, because e is the id of this text box, and you will convert this name into string. So this is there. You will put semicolon and you will say start activity intent. Okay. Now this will take me to the second activity. Now how to fetch the intent in the second activity, that we will do simply because we have made one text view. So write down text view, again T1. Okay, again find it. T1 dot T1 is equal to find view by ID, R dot ID dot text view. Just wait, I have to keep it capital. So it's coming text view. It's text view 2 or 1. I have to see it. Just wait. It's text view 2. So I'll write text view 2. Yes. Now you will do T1 dot set text. Set text. Inside that, first of all, you will get the intent. Get intent. Then you will dot. You will say get extras because it is having the method called put extra. In order to retrieve the data from that put extra, you have to use get extras. Then you will say get string because string is being passed. So you will write get string, and for what username or for what key you want to have the data, that is name. Fine, because in the name you have passed the data in activity 1. So that's it. We are completed with the code. So let me build it up. Just let me build it up quickly. It is done. So let us deploy it onto my Visor. I'll show you right now. So this is my Visor. Just wait, my phone device will be shortly here. Let me take it to this corner. Okay, let us type A, B, C or hello, how are you? This is a string which is going. When I press send, it is displaying me hello, how are you? If you are able to see, it is displaying me hello, how are you? Fine. This is how you can send the data from one activity to the another using get extra and put extra. For passing the data from one activity to another, you will use put extra method, and to retrieve that data, you will use the get extras method. So we can enlarge this font also. So let me do it and then show you again. Just wait. Okay. Text size 34 SP and recompile it and relocate it. Just wait, it is coming. So I'll write hello, how are you? Let it be like this. Hello, Sejal, how are you? So let it send and you will get hello, Sejal, how are you? Fine. So this is because maybe the text size is small, so that's why you is not coming. Otherwise, the data is being passed from one activity to the another. Now, next is that you will fetch the results from the second activity to the first activity. This is called activity for result. As you can see in the first window, there is send button and there is one text box or edit view. So when you press send, it will move to the second activity too. And here the text is that hello, how are you? And a button called home is there. When you press to the home button, it is going to replace this activity A text with hello, how are you? Fine. And the button remains same. That means you are getting the results from the second activity back to the first activity. Right. So how does it, how does the Android system do it? So let me show you the steps of it. Then we will go to the deployment part. So this is a diagram. The activity for results is the two-way communication. First of all, you will have the method called start activity for result. Then this method is initiated by the source activity, as you can see in the diagram. Then inside it, we will pass the request code. What is request code? Request code is basically the identifier from which the intent has started. It is the identifier of the activity from which it has started, means which activity is looking for the results. So if it is source activity, request code can be any positive integer number and it is provided by the user. Request code is the identification of the source activity for which it is looking the results and it is provided by the user itself. Then this is sent to the Android SDK system. Then it checks that from which activity the source activity is looking the result. So it will locate the destination activity and then come back with the set result, and it will have result code and the intent. It comes back to the Android SDK where your request code was there. So it appends the request code and result code and then send the data back to the source activity. So let us look at the steps which are being followed. So the source activity calls start activity for result method by sending the intent together with the request code to the Android SDK. I told you that request code is the identification of the source activity. So Android SDK then opens the activity accordingly as stated in the intent. It will look for the name of the activity which we have connected with our intent. Once the destination activity has finished with its job, it returns to the caller activity. Then it could send the result back by using the set result by sending the result code and the intent. Then the result code is the used by the destination activity to flag to its source activity. That means to which activity the result has to be sent back is the flag to the source activity. Its status could be okay or cancel. If everything is okay, then it will give the okay status. Otherwise, if the user is not able to interact with the activity, then it will say cancel. So the request code is used by source activity to know which destination activity is returning the call. Once destination has decided to return the data, to which activity it will return the call, that is the source activity, and it is identified with the help of request code. So in activity for result, we pass the data from one activity to another via the intent using the start activity. The syntax is this, this we have already done. Similarly, we can get the data from other activity that is opened by activity like second activity from main activity. And then we need some message from the second activity back again to the main activity. So for this, we need this method Android start activity for the result. And the syntax is public void start activity for the result, where intent object of intent class is passed along with the request code. And request code will help you to identify the source activity. However, sometimes we might need to get a result back from the activity whenever it ends. So you may start an activity that let the user pick a person in a list of contact. When it ends, it returns the person that was selected. For example, you have a phone book and you want to locate my name only. And in your name, in your phone list, you try to find my name and you'll get number mine, and list is not displayed on the screen. That means you are getting the activity for the result. So the result will come back through your extra values from the get intent, and by the help of start activity for result, we can get the result from the another activity. Fine. We can send the information from one activity to another, vice versa, and it requires a result from the second activity to be invoked. So let us implement this now. How we will implement? We will implement this entire code. So this is your first activity. You will drag one button, align it vertically and horizontally, and name it as send. Vertical, horizontal, and so let's go to the code part of activity.main.xml. So you will say in activity A. That means you are in the first activity. Fine. So this is there. Now you will name the button as send. Oh, let me increase the text size. Text size. So it is there. Write down 34 SB. Okay. Now it is done. Now let me do the button. Name it as send. Caps SCND. Then you will do the on click method here. On click. So it is coming. You will put the on click method. You can say send to the button click one. Fine. So let us do this method. Button click. Fine. So you have made the method for this. Now let us do the create one more activity, that is activity 2. New activity, empty activity, name it as activity 2. It is done. Then you will drag one edit box and button. So let us come to the design part. Align it vertically and horizontally. Fine. So this is the button that we have created. And here you can write the received text. I tell you where to write it. First of all, let me drag one button, then we'll do. Take button and drag it here. And you can write here we want to return to the home screen. So we will make it home screen button. Okay. Now let us go to the code part. So first of all, edit.text name should not be there. It should be received text. Right? Whatever you are receiving, or sorry, sent text. Send the text. Next, you will do the button click. Okay. Back to home. And on click, you will do. You will write send me back to home. That's it. And now let us look at the design part. See, back to home. And send the text. Fine. Similarly, if we look at the design of this send in activity A. Now let us write the Java part of first file. So it is like this. Now, first of all, you will find the edit text and the buttons. So write on button B1 and edit text E1. Edit text E1. Now let me import it. Alt plus enter. It is imported now. You can see above. Now let us do this. B1 is equal to find view by ID r.id.edit text. Then E1 is equal to it was text view because we have not imported anything. So E1 is equal to find view by ID r.id.text view. So it is there. Now we'll create the method public void. We will close this brace here only. Public void. You have made the method button click. Pass the object of view inside view v. Fine. Now you will pass the intent into this method. Create the intent I is equal to new intent. Then you are going to move from first activity to second activity, main activity, comma dot this to second activity, main activity 2 dot class. Comma main activity 2 dot class. That's it. Now you will send the intent along with the request code. I told you it is for the identification. So you will say start activity for result. You'll start activity for, you will call this method start activity for result. It is there. Then you will pass the object of intent comma request code, which would be 1. So it is automatically appending the key request code. So next we have to call the method public void on activity result. Void on activity result. Pass the 3 parameters. First integer request code. Then you will pass 1 result code. Then you will pass 1 intent data, because data will be carried by the intent from one activity to the another. So this is this way. Now you will do super dot on activity result. It is coming. It will be giving me the suggestion. Now give the request code, comma result code. That's it. So both result code and third will be the data. Okay. So this is done. Now we have to check if we have to deploy the if statement. If request code is equal to 1, because the activity will be identified, and result equal to OK. This result code will be set by the second activity equal to result underscore OK. Is coming. Now once the data has been sent by the second activity, it will write this string message 1 equal to data dot get string, because data has been passed to the intent. So get string extra. Then you will write the name, because name is the key for which you are looking for the data. Then e1 dot set text. That's it. And what you will set inside the text is message 1. This is how it will work. Now this is done. And one more brace would be there. So Unexpected, where it is there. Okay, let me see. Let me open the terminal. I want to see where it is coming. Okay, sorry, it has to be button here. I did this by mistake. Button. That is okay. This is okay. I'll see the method which is used is button click. Okay, fine, no problem. So let me explain you this file first, then we will start writing the second file. So first of all, you have located the button and the activity, then you have located the text view in the activity. Then you have deployed this method on button click. What we have to do is we have to move from first activity to the second activity, and we are starting the activity for result method using the intent, and we will send the request code of this activity as 1. Now, when this activity will receive the data from main activity 2, then what happens? Public void on activity result means when the result is being sent by activity 2 to activity 1, it will check for the request code, result code, and data which was sent by activity 2. Then you will override this method using the request code, result code, and data. Now you will check, because since you have passed here request code 1, so it will look for if request code equal to 1 and result code is equal to result underscore okay. Then string message 1 is equal to data dot get string extra, and key would be name, and this corresponding to this name means whatever the text has been entered is going to be displayed on activity 1. So then you will say e1 dot set text message 1. This is done. So let us do the activity 2 of this. Fine. So let me write the code for activity 2. So here you will do is you will find the edit text, because you have deployed one edit text, and on button click you will move to the second activity. So write on et is equal to, right, let me create the instance of edit text et, then it is equal to find view by id r dot id dot edit text dot e. Okay, so let me check this code. It is edit text person name probably. Yes, it is there. So let us come back, do this and close it, and then you will write public void. Let me see which method I have made here. On the click of button, send me back to home. Let me copy this. Public void control V, send me back to home, and you will open this and you will pass the object of view. Let it be small. Now you will open the brace and you will say intent I is equal to new intent. I is equal to new intent. Leave it empty, because we are going to pass the data through this intent. Then string message, you will retrieve the message from e1 is equal to e dot wait et dot get text, then convert it to string. That's it. You have converted the retrieved data to string. Now you will use the I dot put extra method to send the data. Put extra, then you will write name is equal to message. provide the key, then put the message, put the semicolon. Then you will see set result, because we have sent the value, set result. Then you write result code, okay. Now it is sent. Now finish. Write on finish, finish, close it. That's it. So let me see the any errors, no errors is there. Let me compile it and show you on my phone. So let me see whether the launch is succeeded or not. So let me run it for you and show you my visor. It's there. If I press and send, now you can write the text here. Hello, how are you? And back to home, you'll say, hello, how are you? So this is how you will fetch the text from second activity to the first activity. Now, where I was wrong, I'll tell you. Here I was not passing the intent, because intent is carrying the message that I was putting in the text box. So we have to pass the intent also, the object of intent also, when we are using this set result. So let me tell you the code for main activity 2. So intent I is equal to new intent. He will create the object of the intent class. Then he will fetch the data from the edit text. Then you will send the data through the put extra method. Then you will say set result okay comma I. You will pass the intent with set result. And finally, it will go to the first activity to display the result on the first activity. Fine. This is how the implementation of result activity will be done. Android bundle is also used to pass data between activities, just like you use the get extra and put extra method to pass the data through the intents. So data will be passed from the one activity and they will be mapped onto the string keys, which will be later retrieved in the second activity. So the layout of the bundle would be, well, we will create two activities. In first activity, you will create one edit box and one button, and then you will pass the data from one activity to the second activity. So here, as you can see, this is Hello CSC6, and it is displaying this text on the second activity, only Hello CSC6, no button is there. So let us do it practically. So let me come up with that and we'll start. Okay. Let me drop one text view. It is syncing, I think. That's why it is not showing me anything. Okay, text view has come. Now we can drag one button. So that would be here. Horizontally lined, vertically lined. That's it. Then you will make one edit text. So take it from here. Line it horizontally, vertically. That's it. And you can change the name of a button to the move. Or we can do it with the help of send also. So fine. So this you will do. And There is no requirement of on-click method. So you will go to main activity 1, create main activity 1, new activity, empty activity, name it as main activity 2.xml. It's okay. Now you create one text view. That's it. You can create one, edit text. So text, plain text, drag it here. Size would be this much, 9 vertically, horizontally. Just doing. Okay. So this is there. Now let us write down the coding for main activity.java. So you will write first of all, you will find the button and the edit text. Let me change the code. This one. Let it be E1. I won't be going to too much lengthy texts. So edit text E1. Okay, button B1. Okay, import it. What plus enter. Write down E1 is equal to find view by ID. R dot ID dot E1. Then B1 is equal to find view by ID. R dot ID dot button. Dot ID dot button. That's it. Now you will put the on click listener. Set on click listener coming, new view coming. Now what to do on click? So here you will first of all take the value of the string value is equal to E1 dot get text to string. This is what we are doing, to string semicolon. Now you will create the bundle object of the bundle class. Bundle B is equal to new bundle. Fine. Now you have to pass the object. You will say B dot put string. Here was put extra. Here is put string. So this is there. Put string. What you will put inside the string? Value is equal to value. Value comma value. That is a message you have fetched. Now in the next line, you will write intent dot intent I is equal to new intent. What plus enter. New intent, and you will be moving from this activity to the second activity. Main activity dot this comma main activity 2 dot class. Okay. Now you will say start I dot put extras because we are using then you will use bundle B because start activity I. You'll pass the intent into this. That's it. This is done. Very, very simple code. Now you will write in main activity 2.java. You will find the text view first. Sorry, edit text. E1. Okay. Then find view it by ID. E1 is equal to find view by ID. R dot ID dot edit text person name 2. So this is there. Now what you will do, you will get the intent I2 get intent is equal to get intent method you will deploy so as to get the data from the intent. Then you will say bundle B is equal to intent dot get extra I2 dot get extras, because that was put extras method. Here is get extras method. Now you will retrieve the data from the get extras method. So string first equal to B dot get values. Get values. Sorry, get string. And pass the values inside it. I mean that key which you have passed, small value. Corresponding to that, you will fetch the result T1, sorry, E1 dot set text. And you will pass the first variable because you have fetched the values into the first string. That's it. It is over. So let me compile it and build it for you. Then show you on my phone. Let me deploy it on my phone. Installing the app. See, I'll show you my visor. Let me open this now. Hello. And when I say yes, okay, move, you will find the content on the next activity. This is how the data is passed from first activity to the another. I mean, using the bundle class. Fine. So thank you for the patient listening today, and you will be given all the codes to implement. Kindly implement them, and if you find any error, you can send me the screenshot so that I can tell you your errors and you can rectify them. So thank you very much for the patient listening.